Moment, the conversation is happening. It's deep. It is indeed happening. An important one, nonetheless, because sommige mense hou van lieg. Okay? Sommige mense hou van lieg. But sometimes, I suppose, you find yourself in a very, very tough spot, man. You know, I understand. Sometimes, Jenna, you find yourself in a place where you really need a job. And, maybe you don't have the qualifications, but you can learn, because you need to make money. So I get it and I understand. But unfortunately, there are laws against these things. So if you have ever lied on your CV, of miskien ken u vir iemand wat op hulle CV gelieg het, what does that mean? Legally, what does that look like from the company side, from your side, who lied on the CV? What does all of that look like? Jenna Adams joins us in studio right now. We're live on Facebook as well for this conversation. Jenna, firstly, it's the 4th of October. Welcome to the new Draft Time show. It's a new look. It's a new feel. Welcome, man.
Congratulations, Cliff. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming, man. Thank you. I'm very excited about this conversation because this has been somewhat, we've seen, we've seen even with our ministers, man. We've seen it politically, how it's come out, how ministers has lied on their CVs, how they forged certain documents, even qualifications has been forged, and maybe to us we feel like these ramifications are not severe enough, right? From a political standpoint. But let's talk about a corporate point of view. Let's start at the very beginning. Why are individuals dishonest when it comes to their CVs?
Part of it has to do with the tough economic climate we find ourselves in. People are struggling for jobs. So instead of trying to just highlight the positive traits they already have, they're embellishing their CVs and they're inventing traits that they have and skills and qualifications which don't exist.
And unfortunately, there's not a law that attains to circumstances or to feelings when it comes to lying on CVs.
Absolutely not. So unfortunately, it's just about fact, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so speaking about it being a factual situation, what are the legal ramifications? What legal steps could a company take if they find out, but this person lied on their CV about their qualifications or even their experience?
So if an employer suspects that the employee has lied on their CV, they can actually conduct a full-on workplace investigation, which could result in charges being brought against the individual, and they could face an internal disciplinary proceeding. If they are found guilty, they could actually be terminated. This is a big implication for people. You can't afford to lie on a CV and then to lose your job over it.
Yeah. So what happens then in the case where I've lied on my CV? I started a job, but in this process, I've gotten promoted because part of the promotion was them looking at my CV, initially when I submitted it to work at the company. What happens in that regard? Because I used to earn 10K, but now because of the promotion, I'm earning 30,000, yet I lied about these qualifications.
Sure. So if you've lied about a qualification, it's actually very serious. It's actually a criminal offense. So if you are found guilty, not only would you then lose your position at the company, you could face criminal charges, which could carry up to 5 years imprisonment.
Are there alternatives?
Of imprisonment, maybe a fine.
Okay.
Otherwise, if the company lets it go and doesn't lay criminal charges, you will most likely just be dismissed.
So then what are the professional consequences speaking?
It often depends on industry. Some industries are very strict about lying of qualifications, and you could actually be blacklisted from ever working in that industry again.
Wow. Yo, that's hectic.
Particularly in the finance industry.
Why? What do you mean?
Because of the importance of banking regulations. If you've lied about a qualification there, that you would be banned from working within a banking sector again.
Wow. Hey. Yo, sometimes these things are much more serious and dire than what we expect them to be.
Absolutely. And I think most people just think that they've added a few extra things on social media or their LinkedIn profiles or their CVs, not realizing the ramifications of this.
Okay, but now is there a difference between lying on your CV in terms of the qualifications compared to lying about experience?
It depends on the job. If they've advertised that they need someone with 10 years experience and you don't have and you lied, that would be dishonesty. and you would most likely be terminated. But if you've just embellished it a little bit and said you were volunteering at the animal shelter when you weren't, you might be able to get away with it depending on what industry you're in.
Okay, so is there a legal loophole for or a way for individuals to prevent any legal ramifications if they have lied on the CV and they're sitting in a job at the moment where they have lied to get this job?
So unfortunately not. The deed's already been done, and it constitutes a misconduct within the workplace. I would advise that if anyone's embellished their social media pages and their CV to undo that very quickly.
Okay.
And to know that if you're already in the job and the employer finds out, you are at risk of losing your position.
So what happens if you come forward with honesty and say, listen, Jenna, I'm so sorry, but I lied about this, that, and the other on my CV. I know you've given me this job and this opportunity, but I just want to come forward and let you know, and I'm happy to resign with immediate effect, and I don't expect, I don't expect you to pay me for whatever. Would that then maybe be a bit different?
It's tricky because it depends on the circumstances. So what could either happen is that you could come forward and resign without telling the employer what's happened. But if they find out that you lied, they can still continue with the disciplinary proceeding and you can be dismissed. And this will obviously impact any future jobs you apply for.
So what if you left the company already and somehow they discovered, oh, but you lied, but you don't work there anymore? Is there does the law give a time frame as to when a company can pursue legal action towards someone that lied on their CV?
It's a tricky one. You'll have to look at what the company policies say. It also depends what the position was of the person.
Okay.
If it was an executive or director, there is potential, and they've done harm, there is a potential for action to be taken against them for anything that went wrong during their tenure.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. Yeah. Jenna, thank you so much. If people need to contact you for anything regarding employment, labor law, whatever that looks like, how do they do that? How do they get hold of you for any advice when it comes to these things?
Sure. So our office number is 081 396 7190. Alternatively, they can send us an email, and I'll access that at jenna@adamslegal.co.za.
And you don't just work within the Western Cape or Cape Town, you are nationwide. You'll take work anywhere within South Africa.
That's correct. And we also advise clients that are abroad wanting to know what South African labor laws are.
Come on, those of you that are pro that tomorrow, man. Lovely, Jenna. Thank you so much. It's always lekker, and it's always a pleasure to have you in studio. Listen, enjoy the summer period, man. I'm seeing you again on the first Friday of November. But for now, enjoy the month of October.
Thank you, Cliff. You too. And same to your listeners.
Thank you so much. And for those of you watching on Facebook Live, you'll see that Jenna is looking like summer. She's looking like I'm ready for the festive season. She's all out with that. And I'll tell you what, Jenna, we are celebrating World Smile Day today.
Ah, wonderful.
Hey? And so there are just some people, and I was sharing. I mean, have you ever experienced some people, you meet them or you see them and they smile and you're like, oh, that is a beautiful. Have you ever met someone like that?
I have, and they can really lift up your day.
Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you feel like, what stirring is this in the stomach? You know what I'm saying? When you see a beautiful smile.
That's true.
Hey?
I see you've probably got, got some crushes on people over their smiles.
Not actually. People have crushes on me because I've got an amazing smile.
And voice.
No. Okay, Jenna. Okay, I see you. And just before you go, as always, I can never let you just leave without giving you the opportunity of also answering this question for me this afternoon. Riddle me this, Jenna Adams. Riddle me this. You can hear me, but cannot see me. I don't speak until you do. What am I?
Crickets.
Crickets.
No, as in I don't know the answer.
Oh, crickets as in. Okay, all right, I hear you. Well, listen, Jenna don't know the answer. Maybe you do. Miskien ken jy wat die antwoord kan wees. 0817291657 is that WhatsApp number. Pop it to me right now. Let me know what you think the answer could be. You could possibly be the winner. You could be the brainiac for today. The winners will be announced on the other side of 5 o'clock. Riddle me this. You can hear me, but cannot see me. I don't speak until you do. What am I? 0817291657.